Alright, welcome to one of the most important videos that we do each year. It is our annual Best Laptop for Students. This year, it is my pleasure to be counting down the top 10 student laptops. And the good news is that I think this year we've got something for everyone. But if you want a wider selection, I got something cool for you. We just launched our student laptop section on our website. Over there, you can select what you're studying, whether you plan to do gaming or do content creation, and put in your budget. Bam, it just tells you the best laptops for you. If you just want to skip the video and go straight to my top 10, links of course are down below the video. But if you do go, you'll miss the giveaway. Let's start the countdown. Coming in at number 10 is the new Dell XPS 13. If you are someone who's just studying something with, basic computing needs and you're shopping on a tighter budget, this is a laptop to take a look at. The XPS is unusually premium for its price. It comes in around $800 for the model that we recommend, with a student discount. It's a very similar laptop to the MacBook Neo, in that it's for someone who's prepared to sacrifice performance for a high-quality laptop. But guys, we like the XPS better. The XPS, it can come with 16GB of memory, which is what we recommend for most students. It is lighter than the Neo, it has a larger 13.4-inch screen, even though they're physically around the same size. Its screen, the XPS's that is not only bright and high resolution, but it has a fast refresh rate, and it's a touchscreen too. It's got a very effective anti-reflective coating, so you won't notice reflections as much on this laptop. Very helpful if you're out in a bright environment like you're studying in a coffee store. The XPS's keyboard, it also has a backlight so you can see it in the dark. Now, its main downsides are that its keyboard is low travel. It will get the job done, but it's not the most comfortable keyboard out there. And more importantly, its performance is poor. This laptop is only suitable for students studying non-technical courses, say social sciences. Do not buy this laptop if you think you're going to change disciplines or explore something different at school, like say photo editing, making videos, that sort of thing. Guys, its performance will be restrictive. If you're looking for something around the XPS's price point, but you want a safer level of performance, our number 9 pick is what you should look at. HP's OmniBooks. These are the value kings of student laptops. That's when they're on sale, and they're often on sale. The OmniBook 3 feels the cheapest of the bunch. It's a very no-frills laptop. The OmniBook 5 is a bit better with a better keyboard and trackpad. The OmniBook 7s and Xs, they look more modern and stylish, and all their starting configs have decent processors. At the top of the range is the OmniBook Ultra, which is a big step up. It has a very premium-feeling metallic chassis, and it comes with top-tier creature comforts like a haptic trackpad. If you see Flip in an OmniBook's name, it means it can convert into a tablet, which I know a lot of students like. Each OmniBook can be equipped with a variety of different processors and screens, and understanding which to get can be really challenging. So, to make your life easy, on our website, bestlaptop.deals, we classify all processors into 4 tiers. You got poor performing processors, decent, good, or max. Poor performing processors, like the one in the Dell XPS 13 and some of the cheapest OmniBooks, they are very restrictive. As I said, they should only be purchased by students studying something with rudimentary computing needs. Decent performing processors, like the ones in most OmniBooks, are good enough for the majority of students. If you're studying STEM, I'd actually look for a processor classified as good performing. The more expensive OmniBook Ultras, they all come with one of those. Now, whether a specific OmniBook is worth buying, it just really depends on its price and the config you're getting. So, on our website, we highlight when a laptop's current price makes it a good or great deal. But in general, I'd only buy an OmniBook 3 or 5 if they're around $500 or less, that is, and come with a decent processor. OmniBook 7s and Xs, they are more ideal for most students. I'd be willing to spend $800 to buy one of them. You get more performance than the XPS I mentioned, but they're a little less premium. Now, OmniBook Ultras, they are fantastic, and I'd go as high as $1,500 to get one of them. Lastly, I do recommend you avoid buying a 16-inch OmniBook with a 1920 by 1200 2K display. This is a bit of a bait. Content just isn't going to look crisp on such a large panel with so few pixels. You really aren't going to see more than you would have on a 14-inch screen, so why lug around the extra weight? I think it makes more sense to just get a monitor for your dorm room. I'll link some of the ones we like down below. Now, coming in at number 8 are Lenovo's Yoga 7s. The Yoga 7s are just a step up in quality over the OmniBook 7s. They have more comfortable keyboards and they're more rigid. They're just a little bit better built. The Yoga Slim 7i Ultra, that's even a step up in quality over the OmniBook Ultra. It is just as well built, but it's lighter and more portable. The Yogas, they all have powerful enough processors for most students. If you do see Slim in its name, it is a traditional clamshell laptop. If it doesn't have Slim, it's a 2-in-1, and you can convert it into a tablet. Now, there are several different variants of the Yoga 7s, but they all share the same basic chassis. The Yoga 7i's come with an Intel chip, and the 7A's come with AMD. Both Intel and AMD processors give you the broadest application compatibility. Everything's going to run on them, which is what you want as a student. If you are picking between them, Intel Core Ultra Series 3 is currently better than what AMD has, so I'd pay an extra $100 or $200 to go with Intel. The Yoga Slim 7X has a Qualcomm processor, and it's more of a situational choice. Qualcomm chips, they are actually faster than comparable Intel or AMD ones, and they are more power efficient, so you get longer battery life. Well, why did I say buying a Qualcomm laptop is situational? It's because they just have compatibility issues. Not all Windows applications and accessories work with these laptops. I personally own the Slim 7X and I love it. No fan noise, no heat, long battery life. However, my Thunderbolt dock doesn't work with it. League of Legends won't run on it. For my use case of just using it when I'm out and about for basic office applications and web browsing, totally fine. But as a student, I'd only buy a Qualcomm laptop if your courses only require such applications, office, web browsing, and collaboration tools. Okay, rounding out the Yogas, just be aware some of them, like my one, do not have a headphone mic jack, Bluetooth only. Also, just like OmniBooks, be very careful of buying one with a 16-inch screen with a 2K, 1920 by 1200 resolution. Again, it's a bait. You won't really see that much more information on it. Alright, what happens if you want more performance? You're studying something like engineering, where you plan to use CAD, or you want a dedicated GPU for gaming or content creation. Well, coming in at number 7 is a secret gem of a laptop. It's Gigabyte's Aero X16. It has consistently been one of the best value laptops. Coming in around $1,200 on a decent sale, you're getting a very lightweight 16-inch laptop with a good enough screen. It is a fast refresh rate panel, and it has a resolution of 2560 by 1600, which is enough to make small text look sharp. It's a matte display, so it's better for using in bright environments. It has a decent Ryzen 7 processor and a solid discrete GPU, an RTX 5060 or 5070. There are a couple of gotchas to be aware of though. Firstly, the Aero's GPU is not fed full power, so it will underperform those same GPUs in larger laptops. The Aero also feels just like a bit of a cheaper laptop. Its keyboard deck does have a bit of flex, which makes typing on it just feel a little bit mushy. And its screen, it isn't color accurate enough for professional color work, so it's not the most ideal laptop for content creation. On that note, in this category of value for money, thin and light 16-inch laptops that do have a dedicated GPU, I prefer Lenovo's IdeaPad Pro 5. The only reason it isn't on the list this year is because it's now very expensive and just hard to find. I'll place a link to it down below. If you have a choice, get the IdeaPad Pro 5 as it is a more premium laptop. The Aero needs to be $200 cheaper to warrant buying it over the IdeaPad Pro 5. Now, coming in at number 6 is our first true performance laptop. It's HP's OMEN 16. It's a full-fat gaming laptop, ideal for students who just want a lot of performance but don't want to break the bank. I particularly like the HyperX edition. It comes in this stylish dark color. You can get it with a very powerful HX processor, a full-powered GPU up to an RTX 5070 12GB, and it has upgradable memory. The OMEN is going to have enough performance for anything you will throw at it while at school. You will be able to play the latest AAA titles and edit videos on it. But what really elevates the OMEN over other full-fat gaming laptops is HP's pricing. HP really is the king of value. I've seen the OMEN with an RTX 5060 and 1920 by 1200 screen for around $1,000. Now, I don't normally recommend laptops with such a resolution on a 16-inch panel. Small text, as I've said, it just doesn't look as crisp. But if you are primarily gaming and you're buying a laptop with a mid-range discrete GPU like this one, it can make sense. A lower resolution screen is easier for the GPU to drive, as there are less pixels to render, so you get more frames and you can up the game's quality settings. But if you do want a higher resolution panel, I've seen the OMEN HyperX edition with a stunning 2560 by 1600 OLED display for around $1,400, also a great price. And I've seen the more premium OMEN Max 16 with an RTX 5080 and 32GB of memory for $2,300, also a very good price. Look, the OMENs just really reinforce the importance of doing your research. You want to know what laptops are the good ones to get and what price is worth jumping in on. We have a crazy deals section on our website that highlights these great sales. In fact, that's where I found these ones. Now, the OMEN, it does have a downside. It is a large and heavy laptop. It does support USB-C charging, so at least you can leave your power brick at home and bring a smaller charger with you. But if you want something more portable, HP does have an OMEN Slim. I wouldn't call it a true slim laptop, but it is slimmer than the regular OMEN, and it still has upgradable memory. Just be aware it doesn't feed its GPU as much power. More than the Gigabyte Aero feeds its GPU, but less than the regular OMEN. Alright, now we're going to transition into the true best of the best student laptops. If you want a really portable 16-inch laptop that gives you similar performance to the OMEN, coming in at number 5 is the Legion 7. In 2026, Lenovo shrunk the Legion 7 by removing the stadium out the back, so it now fits in a regular laptop sleeve. Just like the Yogas, there is a 7A with AMD, which is the one we have, and a 7i with Intel. That one should be coming later in the year. The Legion 7 delivers fantastic performance for its size, yet it is significantly lighter than the OMEN, and even the OMEN Slim. It has a great display that is crisp and bright, and a very comfortable keyboard. This is an ideal laptop for a student doing computer science, engineering, or who wants to play games. If you want something a little more affordable though, pay close attention to the Legion 5i. We've seen some great deals on those. Ethan here bought one for himself. It is a little chunkier and heavier than the 7, and it has a smaller display, but it's still a full-power gaming laptop, and it is more compact than the OMEN. Number 4 is the quintessential student laptop, the MacBook Air. If you've ever walked around a campus, you'll see a ton of these, and for good reason. The Air is a laptop you buy and you just don't have to worry about. It has a premium build. It has a very powerful processor, good battery life, nice enough screen, excellent trackpad, and it's very light and portable. You just don't see this combination in a Windows laptop at this price point, even after Apple raised their prices. Now, on that note, this is an important time to mention older laptops. Many laptops, like the Legions I just talked about and these MacBook Airs, they haven't improved that much from last year. So, if you can snap up last year's version for say $200 cheaper, just get that. Overall, the Air, whether M4 or M5, it's ideal for most students, as long as your software runs on macOS, which is most of you, and you don't need an NVIDIA GPU. Alright, the best Windows laptop for most students is our number 3 pick, the ThinkPad X9 15. What do students fundamentally want in a laptop? They want a high-quality screen that's large enough to get real work done. They want reliability, including broad application compatibility and performance they can count on. They want long battery life. Guys, this laptop ticks all the boxes. It has a stunning 15.3-inch OLED display. It is compact and portable given its screen size, and it is really well built. There are 2 variants, the regular X9 15, which gives you decent performance, and there is the 15P, which is the performance version. That one has a beefier cooling solution, extra ports, and a more powerful processor, either an Intel Panther Lake H or X chip. Both the H and X chips, they give you similarly strong CPU performance, in the same class as Apple's M5. Now, expert tip. Normally the X chips, they're the ones with a powerful integrated GPU, but this specific Ultra 5 H chip, it has one too. So you might want to save some money and just get that version. Either configuration of the 15P will be enough for low-end gaming and basic content creation. And regardless of which ThinkPad X9 15 you get, they all have exceptional battery life. The only reason I don't personally use one every day is because its keyboard just isn't quite as comfortable as some other laptops on this list, like the Yogas and the Legions. The X9 does have 1.35mm of key travel, but typing on it actually feels a little low travel, like typing on a MacBook's keyboard. And on that note, the best laptop for most students is our number 2 pick, the MacBook Pro 14. It is portable, it is powerful, and everything about it is premium. Like the Air, this is a laptop you buy and you don't need to worry about, but the Pro even more so. The M5 processor runs better in it because it's fed more power, and this laptop has a fan to keep it cool. The base MacBook Pro 14 with that M5 chip, totally good enough for anything you're going to be studying. Now, if you can afford it, I really like the M5 Pro 15 core. It is significantly more powerful, it comes with more memory as standard, 24GB. I think it is the ideal configuration for someone studying software development or doing creative work like music production, video editing, or audio engineering. One thing I do want to call out that's special about the MacBook Pro is that you'll be able to see more content on its 14.2-inch display than on other similar-sized Windows laptops. This is because of its extremely high-quality panel and the way macOS renders fonts. You see, small text just looks sharper. This allows you to set your display scaling to essentially zoom out and see more information without needing to squint. The more you can see, the more productive you are. I found I could see slightly more lines of code on my MacBook Pro 14 than a 16-inch Windows laptop with a high-resolution screen. On top of this, the MacBook Pro's displays get very bright and they have an effective anti-reflective coating. But if you want to use your MacBook Pro outdoors, well, you can upgrade it to a nano texture display which cuts them out almost completely. So, if the MacBook Pro 14 is the best laptop for most students, why isn't it number one? Well, it's because of exactly that. It's the best for most, but not all. There are students who a MacBook just isn't good for, like engineers or students who want to play the latest AAA games. Well, there is one laptop that is very good for all students, but it does make the MacBook Pro look affordable. Just like the MacBook, it is very premium. It is very compact and portable. It has the broadest application compatibility because it has an Intel processor and an NVIDIA GPU. And on that note, it is the only small laptop that comes with NVIDIA's highest-end GPUs. Well, its name is the Zephyrus G14, and we recommend the configuration with a 5070 Ti. It's going to have plenty of performance to not only play the latest AAA games, but play them at decent settings. Last year, the G14 wasn't even on my list. It just got too warm, even in light use. That's normally what happens when you shove so much powerful hardware inside a tiny metal chassis. But this year's G14, it's kind of a miracle device. It's so much improved. Because of its efficient Intel Core Series 3 chip, it feels so much cooler to the touch and has significantly longer battery life. It also has a brighter screen than last year's and a full-sized SD card reader. Guys, this is one of the few laptops that I recommend you do shell out for this year's model over last year's. That one, as I said, it was basically unusable, it just got too warm to the touch. If you're studying programming, engineering, or you want to run local AI models on your laptop itself, or anything that requires a lot of performance, the G14, it's the end of the line for a student laptop. Alright, that's the list. I want to end with the most important message of this entire video. Buy responsibly. As a student, you're already likely to be taking on a good amount of debt, and I do not want you to take on any additional risk. You do not need to buy one of the super expensive laptops that I covered today. As you saw, there are a range of laptops that are very good for a lot less. Plus, as I said, you can save a lot of money if you buy one from last year. To help you out, below this video, I've actually posted links to our best laptops for student guides from last year and the year before, so you know which specific laptops were good back then. Guys, at this channel, we actually earn money when you buy laptops. If you buy expensive ones that you can't afford, we earn more. So the fact I'm telling you not to do this shows you how important this message is. Please share this video and let me know with a comment below what you've done to help spread this message. And one of you will be winning this OmniBook X14. Full giveaway details will be down below this video. And guys, if you have specific questions on laptop buying, post them in our community section on our website. Till next time, best of luck with your studies, and I will catch you later.